Today, let's take a trip back in time to medieval Europe, a fascinating era filled with mysterious landscapes and intriguing stories. It's a time when brewing, superstition, and whispers of witchcraft weave an enigmatic tale. Join us as we delve into an age where women, the guardians of beer's ancient craft, faced an unexpected fate, being unjustly accused as witches. We travel to the villages of medieval Europe. Right in the midst of all the action in these villages, a tradition has stood the test of time, the timeless art of brewing beer. Women, known as brewmasters or alewives, were at the heart of this craft. Brewing wasn't just a job, it was a crucial part of everyday life, bringing nourishment and joy to the whole community. Ale, also known as small beer, was a nutritious, easy to make and affordable beverage. Everyone in medieval Europe, including children, would have it daily because of its low alcohol content, mostly serving as a preservative. It played a vital role in providing public health, providing hydration and nutrition at a time when finding safe, fresh water was a challenge. Some workers, like those in agriculture, even opted for ale as a part of their payment instead of traditional money. Wine was expensive due to its complex production and ingredient costs. Therefore, ale, especially among the lower classes, dominated the market. Ale had a short shelf life and didn't travel well, so local production in medieval towns was essential. This unique business setup allowed women to enter the industry and become brewmasters, also known as alewives. Alewives would often brew beer in their homes using malted barley or oats. Initially, they brewed ale for the family, selling the extra, and later started serving the local customers from nearby families. This activity transitioned into a small-scale commercial enterprise, ruled by women. Women were allowed to continue this trade because it was just an extension of their responsibility to provide food and drink for the family, and people generally viewed them positively. But as the Middle Ages rolled on, shadows started creeping into the society. Fear and suspicion grew, fueled by a powerful church seeking control over people's thoughts and beliefs. The church, a massive presence in society, extended its influence over everyday aspect of life, including the beloved tradition of brewing. The church, deeply entrenched in male-dominated beliefs, viewed any deviation from the approved norms with suspicion. As women were at the forefront of brewing, they unintentionally became targets of this growing paranoia. The church saw the sacred and secretive brewing ritual as something meant to be controlled by the male-dominated clergy. To strengthen their control, the church created a story of good versus evil. They began linking brewing, an art tied to sustenance and celebration, with shadows and evil. The church's teachings and sermons amplified this story, portraying brewing women as practitioners of dark art. Some researchers have often found interesting similarities between the traits often associated with alewives and the common images of witches. Even today, when we think of witches, we often imagine bubbling cauldrons, black cats, pointy hats, and broomsticks. Many of these ideas seem to have originated from alewives and their unjust portrayal. Tradition stated that an alewife would put a broomstick outside a house, called an ale stick, to show that ale was available for purchase. Cats were a loyal companion to alewives, protecting their grain from mice. The tall black hat was believed to be a standard part of brewers' attire, making them stand out in the busy public market. Like witches, Alewives were shown as young temptresses or wise older women. An amusing 17th century drawing of an alewife, known as Mother Luz, indeed resembles the typical witch image, with her tall black hat and old-fashioned ruff. Like witches, alewives, especially widows, were viewed with suspicion, living on the fringes of society. People trusted them to provide a safe drinking water at a time when clean water was hard to come by, leading to a fear of being betrayed or falling into the hands of a poisoner. The use of various herbs and plants in brewing beer, which was essential to both traditional brewing practices and herbal knowledge, became intertwined with witchcraft. Women often used a mix of herbs in their beers to add flavor, aroma, and secrets for healing. But the practice was termed as witchcraftry, blurring the lines between the two. In stories and legends, witches and magical beings were often seen enjoying or creating special brews. Stories often portrayed witches making mysterious potions or magical elixirs, a metaphor closely linked to the art of brewing beer, especially because the imagery of cauldrons and the transformative nature of both practices. As the accusations against brewing women grew, they were unfairly labeled as witches. Suddenly, these wise brewmasters, respected for their knowledge of herbs and brewing, became the targets of distrust and fear. The church's influence expanded, and a deep-seated fear began to take hold on the hearts and minds of people. With suspicion on the rise, a dark drama of witch trials unfolded. Women accused of witchcraft faced unimaginable horrors, torture, public shame, and even execution. The accused were put through harsh interrogations, forced to confess to witchcraftry by linking innocent brewing practices. The church's power cast a lasting shadow over these trials, an influence that cannot be emphasized enough. Fueled by a desire for control and dominance, the church not only allowed but carefully orchestrated these terrible trials. This dark period in history saw the tragic loss of many innocent lives, tarnishing the honorable legacy of brewing with fear and bias. Over the centuries, the art of brewing underwent a big change within the medieval tapestry. It evolved from a single family craft that empowered women financially into a huge industry with factories and the dreams of wealthy businessmen. Women faced growing challenges, trying to be a part of the changing landscape, weighed down by household duties and family responsibilities. As brewing moved away from the cozy home setting, women found themselves detached from this cherished tradition. Female brewers struggled against the weight of unfair laws, making it hard for them to continue their trade. Their work was overshadowed by big companies until they were pushed aside. The people pivotal to the brewing trade, often women, were mocked and ridiculed, making it almost impossible for a woman to be an alewife without facing a damaged reputation. As we wrap up our journey through the medieval Europe, with the sun setting, a chilling truth comes to light. The tragic tale of brewing women falsely branded as witches is a sad part of history, a haunting reminder of the power dynamics of that time. The church's influence and society's beliefs wove a story that led to the terrifying persecution of countless innocent lives. Yet, even in this dark tale, the brave spirit of these brewing women lives on in the modern world. Celebrations like Halloween or harvest festivals not only include enjoying beer, but also playfully portraying witches. The mix of ancient tales, joy, and the connection between witches and the enjoyment of brews echoes the roots of brewing. In today's world, the tradition of brewing has been revitalized. Small and craft breweries have sprung up, embracing innovation and skill. Once again, women are at the forefront of this revival, reclaiming their rightful place as brewers and master brewers. The art of brewing has moved beyond gender boundaries, allowing anyone with passion and skill to contribute to this timeless art. As the moon brightens the night sky, we honor the memory of those brewing women from the past, the alewives, the guardians of beer's ancient craft. Let's raise a toast to their enduring spirit and to a future where the love for brewing knows no limits. With every sip of beer, we taste not only the barley and hops, but also the strength and resilience of those who came before us, the alewives, the brewmasters, the women of medieval Europe. Or to say, the witches.